our life-inspired event, Magic Mat. And we're going to spend about half of the class standing. So you can go ahead and stand up. I know there's some people that don't have a magic circle for this class. So what you can use are a couple of small weights and a small ball. You may even be able to use a TheraBand that's tied together or an old pair of leggings that are tied together. So let's just go ahead and get warmed up. So for this one, you would have the weights in your hand if you had weights, and you're just gonna take yourself into a nice wide Pilates V here. And we're not gonna be super picky about this first movement. We're just gonna try and warm up and get some weight in our heels. And we're just gonna forward fold. So you're just gonna go ahead and bend yourself forward, put weight in the heels, and just let gravity take hold here. And then go ahead and pull yourself back up, weight in the heels, and reach your arms up overhead. And we're gonna do that 3 more times. So no judgment, you're just gonna roll yourself down and forward fold yourself down. Let gravity take you for maybe a half a breath. And then you're gonna press into those heels and roll yourself up. We are gonna do a roll down later. So this one might be a little bit more of a hinge forward than a roll down. Or if you really love articulating that spine down, you can do that as well. One more like this. We're gonna warm the body up standing in all directions before we start. And all the way up. So now you're just gonna take your hands and you're gonna put your thumbs on the inside and sort of press them apart. Lift up over the head. So if you have weights, you're just gonna have the weights in your hands. You're gonna make sure your head's nice and back, and then you're just gonna reach over into a side bend. And as you reach over, try and reach that opposite heel down, and then come back up, and then to the other side. And back up. We're gonna do 2 more on each side. And as you go over to the side, see if you can put equal pressure in your pinky toe, big toe, and your heel for the rest of these reps here. And reach over. And back up. Nice big inhale. Warming up the side waist. Warming up the legs. 1 more over. And back up. Now we're gonna do our twist. So again, if you have the weights, you're just gonna hold them out front. Otherwise, go ahead, put your thumbs here, press them apart. You can also press in for this one if you want to. I like to press apart a little bit just to get a little bit more chest here. And you're gonna keep your hips facing forward as you just reach the top part of your body over to the side. So you're just rotating to the side and then coming back center. Rotate to the other side, try and keep the hips square. That way you get a little more rotation in the upper body. And then come back center, and then you're just gonna play with it. Play with the movement, let your body move. You're warming up the whole body here. We're gonna do 1.5 more reps. So we'll finish this side, come center, and then 1 more on each side here. Nice reach, play with just pressing those feet into the mat. Come forward and 1 more. Rotate and come back center. Now we're gonna go into our extension, and just so those who don't have a magic circle can see this, I'm just gonna do it with the weights. You're gonna, for the magic circle, you're just gonna go ahead and press out with those thumbs. You're gonna reach away. So you're coming straight out to the side. You're gonna lift the arms up toward the ear. And then once you get to the ear, you're just gonna do a little bit of a back bend. Your chin stays down just a little bit. And then you're gonna bring your spine back into that tall spine. So we're really just doing a movement like this and then back. So we're gonna do 3 more like that. Reach the arms up to the ears and then go ahead and reach back into that nice little back bend and then bring the spine straight and then bring those arms down. Let's do 2 more. Reach up and extend, press those feet into the mat and then come back straight. We have 1 more here. Reach the arms up. Reach back. Maybe you let your ribs go just a little bit on this one so you get a stretch. Pull them back in and then come to that nice tall spine. Okay, now we're gonna go into our actual roll down. So we're gonna do a nice rolling, nice slow movement all the way through upper body, mid body, and down. You can be in parallel or a white Pilates V. I've already done the white Pilates V, so I'm just gonna do maybe a little bit of parallel here. I'm gonna keep the weights, but if you have the magic circle, you can press into the magic circle for this, or you can take those thumbs and pull out. Whatever feels comfortable so that you don't throw your magic circle. So we're gonna reach those arms up, and then we're gonna start with our curl really up high. So you're gonna tuck the chin, you're gonna start rolling down, keep rolling down, press into those heels, and then allow gravity to sort of let you hang here, stretch out the back of the body. And then you're gonna start rolling yourself up. So you're gonna press into those feet. Once you get a little bit up, you can start pelvic tucking. Take the arms with you. And then you're gonna straighten up that spine and reach up nice and tall. We're gonna do 2 more like that. And then we're gonna hit some arm work here. So you're gonna roll yourself down. If you're against a wall, feel free to go against the wall and roll yourself up and down the wall. It's really nice, gives you some support, and you get to feel how your back is coming up nice and tall. Last one, reach forward, roll yourself down. As you come down, you get to reach through the back of the legs. Let yourself hang here for just a second, maybe wiggle those hips, get everything wiggled out, and then press into those feet. Roll yourself up, bring the arms with you as you come up nice and tall. Then go ahead and grab the magic circle. So if you have the weights, you're gonna do the same exact thing, but we're gonna do our arm work. So for this one, you can stand in parallel, or you can do a nice wide Pilates V. Whatever is comfortable for you is good. We'll do some Pilates V later as well. So now that we're all warmed up here, we're gonna do that arm work. So you're gonna take that circle out in front, and you're just gonna do little presses. You're just gonna do about 8 to 10 presses here. You could inhale for a couple and exhale for a couple. This is what it looks like from the side for me. Maybe 3 more presses. And then bring that in and just roll your shoulders out if you need to. I don't know what everyone's using, but if you have more than 1 pound weights, it's probably a lot. And then you're gonna bring the arms up. So you can't really see me as much here. This is what I look like from the side. You wanna be in a place where your shoulder blade isn't necessarily hugging your ear. So if you're out here, that's fine. If you're up, that's fine too. Keep the chin pointed down a little bit, and you're gonna do your 8 to 10 presses up high. Press, press, press. 3 more here. And then you'll bring that down, roll the shoulders out, and then we're gonna go at a low angle. So next low angle, feet are the same. I'm gonna do this from the side because I have a black shirt on. Truth be told, we got our carpet cleaned and I grabbed the first things that I could, not realizing that you might not be able to see my magic circle. So we're just gonna press here nice and low. So your head's in alignment, chin's down a little bit, and you have 10 presses nice and low. Last 2. And then you'll roll that out. Let's go ahead and do the back work. So you're gonna take that magic circle back behind you. And sometimes I like to joke a little bit that sometimes you just need to think that you're pressing back here, and that's enough. So my hands are right along the pads here, and I'm just squeezing. So we'll do 10 squeezes here. Same nice tall position, heads in alignment. All right, and then we'll come center again, and we're gonna do our side arm work. So you're gonna be in that whatever position you want. I'm gonna do a Pilates V here. It feels comfortable for me. I have the pad on my hip, and I have my hand right here. If I had a weight, what I would do with the weight is I would just take the weight in and out. But since I don't have, since I have the magic circle, I'm just gonna do little tiny presses here. So you're nice and tall, your head's back, and you're just doing a nice little press, thinking about maybe your armpit muscle or right behind your armpit, pressing in, and you have 10 here. And then we're gonna go to the other side. So you'll press that on your opposite hip. You'll have the heel on the pad. You'll stand nice and tall, and then you'll do your presses on the other side. And you're gonna have 10 here. Again, if you don't have this, you're just gonna take your weight on the other side and just press that in if you had a weight. Okay, that's about probably 20. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the leg work. So for this one, you might wanna be close to a wall or practice your balance. And if you have your magic circle, you're gonna put the pads right above your ankles and hold it there. If you have a ball, you can do this with the ball. The ball is sometimes a little bit smaller, so it'll be a little bit more of a balance challenge here. But I have this magic circle right above the ankles, and then we're just gonna lift up nice and straight here. So we're in a straight line right through the feet, And then we're just gonna do little presses. And we're gonna do 10 presses here, nice and straight. So I have my hand against the wall. This side's my tricky side. They're both tricky. And then when I get my 10, I'm gonna bring my leg back down, and then we're gonna move the circle forward. So we'll come up the same way, but then we're gonna turn our leg so that our leg's in front, and then we're gonna press in toward our body. So it's like a diagonal, front diagonal press. And you're just thinking about standing nice and tall. You can do hands behind the head for a balance challenge, arms reaching for another balance challenge. And you have 10 there. Come center, come down. Sometimes when you move the circle to the front, it kind of gets out of the way, or it kind of moves out of the way. So if you need to reset, that's totally fine. We're gonna do one more on this side, and we're gonna take it to the back. So you'll come up straight across, then you're just gonna take this leg back behind, and you're gonna press toward the front of the body at a diagonal. So this is where we get our booty work here. And again, hands on the hip is a challenge. Hands behind the head is a challenge. And reaching is a super challenge. And then we can center, and then we come down. So now I'm just gonna move my magic circle just a little bit back to that start position, because on that last one, it likes to fall a little bit. So we have to do the other side so we can balance ourselves out. So parallel position, we're gonna come up on the leg that was just pressing, and we're gonna have that nice straight line. And we're just gonna press in toward the opposite leg. We're gonna do about 10 here. I think by now we know that I'm not counting, so you can just, when you get to your 10, you can just take a rest. Okay, that seems about 10, and then we'll come down. Just center yourself again. We'll come up centered, and then we're gonna move the leg that is gonna be doing the pressing toward the front. Right here, so toward the front, and then I'm gonna press it back toward my other leg at a diagonal. So it's a nice diagonal inner thigh press here. And again, this side, you know, you can do hands behind the head, hands on the hips, arms reaching, any of that fun stuff. Let's come center. See where that magic circle is. If you need to adjust the magic circle, like I do, we're gonna take it to the back. So first, come up straight, rotate to the back, stand up nice and tall, like you're lifted, head lifted to the ceiling, and then you're pressing that leg on a diagonal towards that front leg. So we got our booty work going here. Play with your hand position if you want to. I'm keeping my hand against the wall for this one. Woo! And then we'll come center and bring that down. All right, so we're gonna remove that, and now we're gonna play with our standing footwork, and then we'll do a little marching, and then we'll come down to the mat. So footwork, heels together, toes apart is how we start here. You're only going to want to come up as much as you can keep the heels together. So if that is a centimeter, that's totally fine. If it's 4 inches, then it's 4 inches. So what are we gonna do with the arms? So we're just gonna have them just like this. It's nice, and as you do some of these movements, you can do a squeeze in for one movement, let out for movement, squeeze in for movement, and let out. But we'll start in that Pilates V, and there's 2 different ways. So we're gonna do 5 of each. So first, we're gonna lift up onto those heels, or onto the balls of our feet, lift the heels. Then you're going to bend the knees. You're gonna take the heels down, and then you're gonna straighten the legs. And then you're gonna lift up, bend the knees, take those heels down, straighten the legs. So again, we can squeeze here, we can open as we bend, we can squeeze to put the heels down, and we can release to or stand straight. So up, bend, heels come down, straighten the legs. Lift up, I think this is 5, bend the knees, bring the heels down, and straighten the legs. Now we're gonna switch. Again, you can alternate. You can just do a light squeeze here too the whole time. But first we get to bend the knees. So we get to bend, then we're gonna lift the heels. So our knees bend a little bit more, then we get to reach up, heels are still high, then we bring the heels down. So we squat first, we lift the heels, we come up nice and tall, and then we bring those heels down. And squat, lift, come up nice and tall, and then bring the heels down. 2 more. Bend the knees, lift those heels, come up nice and tall, bring the heels down. Last one. Oh, it's nice work. Lift those heels, come up super tall, then bring those heels down. Good, let's go ahead and just do a little bit of marching. For your marching, you're just gonna do a light squeeze. So you're gonna come into a parallel position and you're just gonna bring one knee up and then the other knee. So we're just gonna do a little marching, maybe a set of 10. Trying to keep the hips nice and straight, sort of rinsing out, if you will, that standing footwork that we just did. Let's go ahead and lift 2 more on each side. And last set. And then we're gonna come down to the mat. So go ahead and make your way down. And we're gonna do a nice half roll back. So for half roll back, let's go ahead and put that, pardon me everyone, you can't see me. There we go. Okay. Now we're gonna put the magic circle around the outside of our legs here for this half roll back. If you don't have a magic circle and you have a ball, put the ball right in the middle, and then you're gonna squeeze in instead of pulling out, okay? So magic circle is nice and locked. You're gonna take those thighs out to the side, and then you can put your hands back here, but you're just gonna pull the legs apart and roll your spine halfway down. And then you're gonna exhale and come forward. We're gonna do 3 more here. Each time it gets a little bit better. If you wanna go all the way down to the mat, you can. Just keep that engagement. So if you have the ball and you're pressing in, then just go ahead and keep that engagement of squeezing in. And if you have the magic circle, just keep that nice press out. Back up. And let's go ahead. We're gonna do 1 more and come back up. Awesome. Okay, so now's the time. If you don't have the magic circle, you're gonna lie back. Go ahead and grab a resistance band if you have it, but we're gonna do a single leg tick-tock. So you're gonna put the magic circle on one leg here. You're gonna square those shoulders. You're gonna press this leg in. Now this opposite leg can be bent if you need it to be, otherwise it can be straight. You're gonna take your opposite hand of leg over to the side here, and you're just going to look towards that hand as you take the leg away. And then you're gonna pull back up and look toward the center. And we'll do 3 more on this side. So take the leg over, look towards the opposite hand, bring your head back to where your foot is. And then reach and look and bring it back. Then reach and look and bring it back. Now we're gonna switch sides. So go ahead and place the circle on your opposite foot. And then take your opposite hand over, lengthen that leg. If this side feels a little bit different, you can bend the leg on this side. Then you're going to reach the leg over as you look toward the opposite hand. And then you're gonna pull back in and look at that foot. And then reach over and look. And then pull in and take a look at that foot. Let's do 2 more. Reach and pull back in. Reach and pull back in. Now we're gonna play with single leg circle now that we got warmed up. So you're gonna reach your circle right above you, or weights if you have it. If you still have your resistance band, you can totally keep your resistance band around your leg. And then we're just gonna go 3 each way. So you're gonna cross the leg, take it down and around. Cross the leg, take it down and around. Pause here, go to the outside, take the leg away, cross over and come up. 2 more just like that. Make sure that if you have that magic circle that you're doing a little bit of a press so that it doesn't fall on your face, okay? Take that leg down. You're gonna bring the other leg up, little bit of turnout, press the opposite heel in, cross the leg around the body and bring it back up. 2 more. Last one. And now you're gonna go to the outside. So outside, bring it down across the body and up. Outside, down, across and up. The last one here. Take that leg down and let's just go ahead and do a little bit of a roll up, or you can just go ahead and roll yourself up. But we're gonna come up just like that. And we're gonna do a little rolling like a ball. Rolling like a ball. I'm gonna place my circle right on the outside of the knees again and come on in. And then I found it's a little bit easier to hold underneath my thighs instead of trying to hold on my shins for this one. So you can do a little bit of rocking here if you want to, or mini rocks or try and bounce. Otherwise, you're gonna go back and roll up. And when you do this, you're definitely gonna wanna press out into that circle, otherwise it might pop off. If you don't have a circle, let's do 3 more because we haven't been rolling lately. You can put a ball right in between your knees and engage that way. So it's just the opposite engagement when you have a ball. Instead of pressing out, you're pushing in. Okay. Go ahead and come up. You're gonna take yourself back to the mat. Put that magic circle back behind your head. If you don't have the magic circle, this is a great time to put the ball back behind your shoulder blades here. Bring both legs up and we're gonna do a little straight leg stretch. So you're just gonna take one leg away, pull the other knee in, and then switch and switch. So one knee goes in as the other leg goes out. And you might wanna go up towards the ceiling, which is good too. And let's do 1 more on each side. Let's come in, we'll put our head down, leg down for just a little bit of a rest, and we'll do our double leg stretch. So for double leg stretch, you're gonna go ahead and put that magic circle right on those shins. You're gonna come up into that upper ab curl. As you inhale, you're gonna reach the circle away, reach the legs away. Exhale, pull everything in. Inhale to reach, exhale to pull in. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Last one here, inhale, and exhale. Then you get to come up, and we're gonna do a little spine stretch. Spine stretch, we're just gonna use the magic circle here as sort of a guide. So if you have weights, you can do the same thing, just hold the weights here. Legs are nice and wide, and your feet are flexed. They're about, the legs are about mat width. And you're just gonna curl the spine down and reach yourself forward, trying to keep the hips nice and tall. And then exhale, roll yourself up. So it's just like a roll down, except for we're seated. And back up. We're gonna do 1 more like this, maybe press into that circle a little bit to come forward, and then exhale and reach back up. Let's come to our bellies and do a little bit of swan and swimming. We're just gonna do them together. So we'll do 3 swans and then we'll do swimming. So go ahead, lay down on your stomach. Go ahead and press your pubic bone down and then take your arms up to the magic circle. You might want to be in a little bit of turnout with the legs, which is just a little external rotation here to maybe do a little bit of a pelvic tuck to lengthen out your back. Head gets to hang, and then once you're nice and steady here, you're gonna lift your head up. Eyes come up, nose comes up. You get to press into that circle and reach up into that back bend-like position that we did at the beginning of class, and then exhale to come back down. And then inhale to lift up, eyes, nose, chin, chest, reach your heart forward. Then exhale to bring the heart, head down. Last one, inhale, reach up, press into that circle, get nice and tall, take that heart to the ceiling, and then exhale to come down. We're gonna do 1 more. You're gonna come up, and then we're gonna swim the legs. So come up into that swan-like position, and then you just get to do little swimmies with your legs. So you just get to swim. Maybe you press down a little bit and then allow your arms to come up. Little extra arm work here. Just to lift and exhale. Last one. And then go ahead, come back, round back, just to give yourself a little bit of round in the back. We were in extension for a while. Let's come up to our knees and we'll do our thigh stretch. So thigh stretch. For this one, I'd like to hook my thumbs here again and press out. Shins are gonna be down. Your heels are gonna be right out of your legs. And you're gonna think about being nice and tall and open in the front of the hips here. Arms reach forward. You're gonna inhale. You're gonna take the arm down as you hinge back. And then exhale to come forward. Inhale back and exhale up. Inhale back and exhale, take those hips forward. So hips stay forward, arms come down, then press those hips forward to come back up. Let's go into a little bit of shoulder bridge. So let's come back down to the mat. And let's put that magic circle around the outside of the knees. If you have a smaller magic circle or that ball, You can go ahead and place the magic circle on the inside. I'll actually do this. It's kind of a big magic circle, but let's go ahead and play with that this week. So you're going to press in, push in on those knees to come back up. So you're going to pelvic tuck. You're going to squeeze on your ball or your magic circle and lift yourself up. Continue to squeeze as you bring your back down. And let's do 3 more. So you're going to pelvic tuck. You're going to reach up, waistband comes up, ribs come up. Nice and tall. Press the back of the head in. Keep the hips high as the ribs come down. Middle back, waistband, and booty. 2 more. Reach hips up. Lengthen. Press the back of the head in. Pressing those arms in. And go ahead and roll that spine back in. Continue to press in. It's really interesting when I have this in between my legs because my left foot wants to come up. So that's telling me something, right? And then we come back down. Good. Let's go ahead and pop up. We're going to do teaser. I have like a couple more things we got to do before the end of class. So our teaser, let's do rolling like a ball teaser. We're going to put our feet on the inside. Arms are on the outside here. I always say this one is so interesting. Sometimes I get up right away and sometimes I come up at like a snail's pace, but I eventually make it. So you're going to curl your chin up, reach your legs away, let the weight kind of take you so that you can come up into that teaser position. Then you're going to bend the knees and roll yourself down nice and soft. Now, if you have a resistance band, you can do the same exact thing. So reach those legs away, come up into that teaser. Now that you're in this teaser position, can you hold it? Can you take your circle off and then put your circle on? And then take your circle off and then put your circle on. Take your circle off, point those toes, put your circle on, and then exhale, and come back. Then roll yourself up. We're gonna do seal just because I like to rinse out with some rolling. And I don't love seal with this magic circle. So we're just gonna do sail without the magic circle. We can still be magical without the magic circle. So you can have your hands behind your thighs, or you can take those hands around and bring them in. Hook your ankles. Let's do 3 claps. And then we're gonna roll back and come back up. And then we're gonna clap and come back and come back up. So you can always do a little balance work here, try and hold your position. You don't have to roll, of course. You can always go back to a roll up or do anything that we've done, like more shoulder bridge or something like that. Last one back and then up. And then we're gonna come center here and we're gonna do mermaid. So I love this because usually I put swimming, seal, and mermaid together because I'm like, oh, we're gonna finish with all the water stuff. But I liked swimming earlier. So you're gonna take one leg on top of the other and we're gonna do a little mermaid variation here. So you're gonna take your magic circle out nice and wide so that the heel of your hand or maybe a little bit of the palm of your hand is on top of the pad. You want this right out of your shoulder, maybe a little bit in front. And as I come over, I'm going to be pressing this knee that's on top down into the mat. Okay, reach the arm up, press into the circle, and reach up and over. Trying to get some nice lift, nice length between the bottom rib and the hip. And we're going to do 2 more. So inhale over and exhale up. And it doesn't have to be a super big press either. You just pressing in to create some length on both sides of your body and then come up. We're gonna keep the legs exactly the same. We're gonna do that on the other side. This one's a little trickier. As you come up, this leg's gonna wanna come up. So you're gonna actively think about pressing that leg down. Arm reaches up, press into that circle, come up and over, press that knee down. And then inhale to come over and exhale up. 1 more like this, then we're gonna switch and do 3 more with the legs swapped, okay? So come back over, take your legs the other way, because you might have been in your favorite cross leg position. So it's always good to do both legs, one on top of the other, and then switch. So you get to play. So on this side, this leg will come up, so I'm gonna have to actively think about pressing that down. Take the arm out. You get to reach up and over as you press into that circle, creating space between that bottom rib and your hip. And exhale. And last one, inhale, reach and press, Woo. And exhale to be nice and tall. Keep the legs exactly as they are. And then we'll do 3 more on the other side here. So press and reach and come back up. Press and reach and up. 1 more, then we're gonna stand up. And we're gonna do a little version of big twist. So I'm gonna adjust my camera real quick so you can see. All right, so last thing for our magic mat class here. Go ahead, take those thumbs right on the inside, kind of press them apart. And we're just gonna do a nice Pilates V. It can be a little bit wide. You're gonna lift up on to your toes. Then you're just gonna twist yourself. And you're just gonna reach that circle back behind you. You can bend if you want to. I'm too close to the wall. You're gonna come up onto the balls of your feet and come back forward. So I got a little space here. But you reach up on top of the balls of your feet, you twist, and then you get to reach back and you can come down. And then you get to come up. It's a little bit of a balance challenge and come forward. I'm gonna keep my heels or my feet down and I'm just gonna twist and reach back for 1 and come back up and twist and reach back and come back up. And we're all done with Magic Mat class. Thank you for coming and being so magical.